Capricorn, hello, welcome back if you're returning. This is Ashley, and let's get into your reading for the week of September 26th. So I will be doing October readings next week, but this reading will cover the first couple of days of October. We're going to look at a strength, a challenge, and then a potential outcome for you. Now this reading is not going to resonate for every Capricorn that watches it, so make sure to check out your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, for additional messages or to complete the message for you for the week. If it is your reading, I'd love to hear about it. Leave me a comment down below, and remember to like and subscribe. Helps support the channel to grow. Also, quick announcement, at the end of this video, I'll be linking a bonus reading for you. It is on the Mercury Retrograde and how it's going to impact you, specifically Capricorn. So be sure to check that out. We are already in the shadow period, and depending on what date you're watching this on, we go into the retrograde on the 27th. So some of this information that comes through in today's reading might be kind of extended in that Mercury Retrograde reading. So let's see what's going on for Capricorn. We have the Four of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Nine of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords, the King of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Strength card. Could definitely be dealing with some Leo energy here. We have this King of Wands shows up as a lion, and then we have the Strength card. Could just be quite a bit of fire sign, air sign activity for you. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. So some sort of clarity is coming in for you. I think you're trying to bring a lot of wisdom to whatever the situation may be, and see it logically and clearly. Perhaps kind of remove yourself from your emotions for a period of time to help you gain some of that clarity. It does feel like some sort of happy change is coming in, some sort of new beginning. There's a ton of communication going on in this reading already, and I do feel like perhaps you have someone from the past that may also be trying to come in. Or it could just be that you've got some energy and you're guarded up against the past because of what it has taught you. So let's get into this and see what we have. In your strength position, we have the Source Dragon. It says, attunes you to the infinite. Be still, in the silence, magic can happen, be in the moment. And so I think you're just really present this week. Very tuned in, and that could be speaking to some of that King of Swords energy. I did just see also the Ace of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Empress, and so could be a love situation coming in here, and you're trying to see it clearly. And I think by being hyper present and paying attention, that is going to assist you. We have the Four of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Wands. A lot of passion going on here. Manifestation, new beginning, new opportunity. I'm also hearing could also be a missed opportunity for someone else. So we'll see how that applies. Let's get some clarifying cards here. What do we have? The Four of Wands. We have the Six of Swords. And the Five of Wands. With the Ace of Wands, we're getting the Magician. And the King of Pentacles. With the King of Wands, we're getting the Ten of Cups. And the High Priestess. So I do feel like you have made a conscious choice to remove yourself from, conflict situations. I do also get from this Five of Wands that there's going to be a little bit of competition for your attention at this time. With us going into this Mercury retrograde, it's not uncommon for old lovers to show up. And so you could have more than one person. How we talked about all this communication that's going on here. You could have more than one person trying to come in and get your attention. I do feel like you've decided to remove yourself from a lot of the drama, whether that be work, home, family, whatever it may be for you. And you're consciously attempting to manifest some more stability in your life. We do have Taurus energy showing up here with the King of Pentacles, as well as Gemini, Virgo with this Magician. And he does represent Mercury. And so we'll keep that in mind as we go through the reading. So I think you're just wanting to manifest abundance, stability, security for yourself in a way that is also inspiring to you. Like, I don't feel like you're settling for something that doesn't light your fire anymore, so to speak. Now with this King of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Ten of Cups, I do feel like there's perhaps someone here that has been hiding their emotions from you. That's the first thing I'm getting from that. I do also feel that you're really following your intuition, tapping into that source dragon energy that we talked about there. And while you're wanting to manifest stability, it also, like I said, has to be something that really sparks your fire. It's something that you want to be able to nurture because it is so inspirational to you. And I feel like that puts you in a really good flow state as well. So that presence really popping up there in that. So the Strength position feels really good. Feels like you're very determined and, really honed in, tapped in, tuned in. And the Challenge position, we have Message in a Bottle in the reverse. And what this talks about in the Challenge position, I'm trying to remember who else got this. Cancer, perhaps? I think so. But it talks about perhaps some ignoring of red flags, not paying attention to the signs. Now, whether that's because you don't want to see them or because you don't see them, they're not like bright enough red flag for you to notice. We'll see how that's playing out. We have the Page of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. Definitely some communication coming in here. But here at the center of the spread, you're guarded up. You're kind of closed off from some of this. communication as if you don't trust it. And perhaps it's because you have in the past, similar to that other reading, I'm pretty sure it was Cancer, so if you have any Cancer placements, you might want to check that out, but perhaps you've dealt with some people in the past that were not quite above board, not quite stable. You know, you're wanting stability for yourself, not a lack of it, right? So let's see what some of this communication is here with the Page of Wands and the Knight of Swords. We have the Three of Pentacles and the King of Cups. So some Scorpio energy coming in there. With the Four of Pentacles, excuse me, we have the Queen of Wands. And the Page of Wands. Again. With the Knight of Swords, we have Justice. And the Eight of Cups. So could very well have someone that's being flirty with you, perhaps a Scorpio. I also kind of feel like this person finds you very attractive. You know how I said with that Five of Wands that you may be beating them off with a stick? People are competing for your attention. I feel like that's showing up here. So I do feel like you're flirting, they're flirting. It's kind of a slow build here. I do feel like there's a lot of passion here. You're very attractive at this time, and I think that they find you very attractive. But I think you're completely prepared to walk away from this situation if you deem it to be unjust, unfair, imbalanced. I think you are paying close attention to any potential red flags. And it's showing up as a challenge because you're like eyeballing this really strongly. And now that I say that, I do feel like it was Pisces reading that this came up for. And we do have Pisces energy on the table. So I do feel like someone here is very focused. Potentially one of these people is coming in that is flirting and that kind of thing. I do feel like they're pretty focused on their own work, perhaps. They could be working very hard. You can probably hear my cat howling in the background there. Please ignore him. I love when he does this while I'm filming. He waits until he can hear me talking. But I feel like maybe this person isn't quite showing you all of their cards. Like they're not opening up a ton quite yet. So right now it just feels like kind of this flirty energy here. Now I also feel like perhaps this Knight of Swords is coming in because there is someone you've decided to walk away from. And it could be a past person here. We have Libra energy showing up in this particular spot. Doesn't have to be. Definitely a lot of Leo coming in here. But I feel like perhaps even this situation is enough to you know, kind of inspire you to officially walk away from some situation of the past that was not balanced. And you've made the quick decision to do so. And there may be something about it that kind of shows you something or enlightens you to something, and you're like, oh, why have I been dealing with this past person? Now we do have King and Queen of Wands here, so definitely could be dealing with a soulmate energy. Yeah, there's a ton of communication going on here. So as far as your challenge goes for the week, you know, definitely keep your eye out for the red flags, you know, but I do feel like you're already being pretty careful about that. And I think it's because you don't want to deal with any drama, right? So in the outcome position, we have Divine Matrix. So I get divine timing off of this card quite a bit, because there's like this spinning globe, and it kind of looks like the Wheel of Fortune here. So something about divine timing may be coming into play, like there's energies outside of yourself that are at work here. It is a number 44, which is a master number. It's also would combine to become the number 8. So I feel like part of why this is coming together at this time, and we'll see whatever that is because you've done a lot of work on yourself. And we are getting the Strength card in this same row, which specifically speaks to self-mastery. So that makes sense. We have the Nine of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the Strength card. It feels very similar to the Pisces reading, and that there needs to be some more self-trust here. And recognize that you are connected, you are tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Is that what Esther Hicks says? That's what I feel here. And so I feel like in this challenge position, you've got so many people communicating with you, wanting you, that it could be difficult to be clear-headed and make the right choices. And it could feel like, oh, I might miss a red flag because everything's so chaotic, right? So I think it's causing you a little bit of stress. Where's the Nine of Swords here? We have the Nine of Wands. And the Strength card again in this same row. Yeah, I think there's some fears coming up about your own ability to recognize a red flag. With the Page of Swords, we're getting a Two of Swords, and the Page of Swords. So could very well be some communication that comes in, and you're kind of stuck with a decision, and it looks to be a decision that you don't feel confident enough to make. With Strength card coming in twice here. With the Four of Swords, with the second Strength card, we're getting the Four of Swords and the Judgment. So I do feel like you're trying to retreat from a past situation, trying to cut yourself off from it. I don't know that they're going to quit bugging you, and that could be a source of stress for you. So I think really the big hot message for this reading is to, have some trust in the self-mastery that you have achieved up to this point. You're very strong when it comes to working towards your own stability, doing something you're passionate about, and not tolerating drama. you're moving away from that. And I think now that it's like, because you've done that, you've made yourself really attractive. Like, energetically speaking, you're pulling people in now, from all over the place, you know. Energetically speaking, they pick up on that. But now you're in this position where you need to actually trust in the work that you've done on yourself. So keep that in mind. That this could even feel like a test. Like, this is coming in. Perhaps you've been wanting offers of love from a new person. You want a new love, or a new passionate, inspirational type of experience here. And I think you're just struggling to trust yourself in order to make a decision, specifically on this past person, because they might still have some of their claws in you, right? But I think it's almost like a test. It's like the Wheel of Fortune has turned. There's things at work here. And with that being a number 8, and the Strength showing up here twice, this is all about self-mastery. And so trust in yourself to know what the best choice is. And I do feel like it would be helpful to kind of open up to the possibility that there's a new horizon right behind you. You can turn around, take off the blindfold, have confidence in yourself, and know that you're going to be able to scale the terrain, right? So I hope that was helpful, Capricorn. Looks like an interesting week for you. The video for the Mercury Retrograde specific to Capricorn should be popping up right now, if you want to go take a look at that. And make sure to check your rising sign as well. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next week. Bye.